everyone. So I'm so excited that Josh was so gracious today, and he volunteered when I put a post out on Facebook asking if anyone wanted to publicly go through their first hypnotherapy session with me. I know a lot of people have concerns about hypnotherapy, and they've seen it in the entertainment world where you have to go on stage and the hypnotherapist makes you do these crazy, outrageous things, and people get scared because they're afraid they're going to lose control. And so I just want to show the world what hypnotherapy really looks like. And the way I like to explain it is it's like a combination of life coaching and therapy. And it's a way for us to quickly move past fears and limiting beliefs and resistance and to quickly access your subconscious mind, so that way we can have really big breakthroughs and healing and answers revealed to us that sometimes can take multiple sessions in a life coaching session. So this is kind of like, I like to say, like 4 coaching sessions wrapped up into one. And which is great because people want results quickly, and it's a lot more affordable than doing 4 life coaching sessions. And usually my clients, within the first 20 minutes, they're having some sort of deep release or breakthrough or crying. And it's just been so powerful to witness and watch. But again, a lot of people still don't know what this kind of hypnotherapy can look like. So Josh, with that being said, tell me a little bit more about like what brought you to volunteering for this hypnotherapy session today.
Yeah, so I've been fascinated by working with the subconscious mind for a little bit now. I've been following Joe Dispenza's work, as I'm sure a lot of your followers do as well. And he talks about the importance of tapping into the subconscious mind to overcome yourself and rebuild your life in a lot of ways. And I've just always had this fascination, especially recently. It's been showing up in my life a few times. The word hypnotherapy, hypnotherapist, and how you can explore all these different aspects of yourself. And then the one aspect of it specifically that called me was like looking into past life regression. Don't really know what it means, but the fact that it's a term fascinated me. So that's what I wanted to focus on for this session, not to find anything specifically, but maybe just to see what comes up.
Yeah, I love that. And I remember when I went to my hypnotherapy training and they trained us in past life regression, I was like, I have no idea what this means. And when I saw the hypnotherapist starting to take people into like centuries back and they're giving these vivid details of these past lives they lived, I was like fascinated that this could exist. And I've done a lot of this work with clients now of like when people are struggling with fears or bad habits that they can't get rid of and they feel like they've tried everything. And when we find that it's actually been created in a past life, it gives them so much more like peace and clarity of, oh, this is why this exists, because this is like existed for hundreds to thousands of years before. So yeah, it's absolutely fascinating. And I would love to be able to guide you through that today. So let me just grab my notebook and take a few notes. And I just want to get a little bit more clear.
Okay.
So first of all, I love that like you're letting your curiosity inspire you and drive you to take action. And it sounds like there's something that's pulling you right now to explore this. So that's good. That means that there's answers there. So tell me a little bit more about like when you hear the word past life regression, like what does it bring up for you?
Well, I am a firm believer that many of us in this life have lived many lives before, in terms of like the soul existing outside of the physical body and then going through a bunch of different types of experiences in different times to accumulate these different types of teachings and all this knowledge and to embody that every time that you quote unquote reincarnate. And I also have been recently hearing a lot of people talk about how when you do or you have lived past lives, that if you have traumas or insecurities or all these things holding you back, a lot of the time they're not even from this life. They're from a life that you lived previously, and then you just bring that into this body. So it's stored in the body, but also like deep in the subconscious, and you are not living to your fullest potential because there's these things that you're unaware of that are holding you back from achieving that.
Exactly. Yeah, you explained that so beautifully. And then What is it that when you walk away from today's session and you're like, oh my gosh, that hypnotherapy worked for me, it was really successful, what needs to happen in order for you to feel that way today?
That maybe like a vision or a deep knowing that I tapped into one of my past lives. Like that, holy shit, where'd that come from?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I'm curious too of like, what are some of what do you feel like is your bigger purpose and calling in life, and why were you put on this earth?
So yes, I feel like I'm here to help a lot of individuals heal themselves, to remember who they really are deep down, but also to be kind of a light in the world to help people raise consciousness.
Mm-hmm. And how long have you felt this way for?
Well, I felt a general calling to helping the world for a very long time, since I was a little kid. But recently it's been like this overwhelming knowing that I need to heal people, or that I'm here to help people heal. But recently it's also been shifting from they need to heal themselves so that everyone can remember exactly who they are so that they can raise their consciousness.
I love that. And then we'll dive more into this in the later parts of your session today, but like, what are some big goals that you feel called to work on in the future?
I want to, or I feel called to. Language is so interesting. I see myself working with large groups of people, maybe in like a speaking capacity, but not necessarily like an educational thing, maybe like workshops. I don't know what that looks like yet, but the work that I want to do is reaching a large group of people, like a lot of people, so that there can be incredible amounts of healing and change.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Cool. All right. So do you have any other questions before we would get started today?
That's it.
That's it. Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. So what I would recommend is to have a glass of water nearby and an eye mask that you can put over your eyes. Okay. And I don't know if you're a crier, Josh. I work mostly with women, and they usually end up crying. So I always say have tissues nearby. But
yes, I am quite a crier. If there's an emotional release, you gotta let it go.
Absolutely. I love when people cry.
Okay. Got my eye mask.
Perfect.
Got my water.
Perfect.
No, do I just lay down?
Yep, just lay down. You can put the blanket over you. I want you to get as relaxed as possible. And then just remember, you're going to be in complete control. So I have no control over your body. You're still going to be able to move. If you need to get up and use the bathroom, you can. I don't want you to worry about time. I'll be keeping track of our time today. Your only job today is to completely relax and let go. And you'll still be able to talk and have a conversation with me.
Okay.
And also, last thing, just make sure all of your cellular devices are turned off and nothing's going to disturb you for the next 90 minutes. We've had that. I would say the biggest problem we've had is people's cell phones going off and people's pets disturbing them and getting them out of trance.
Yeah. Okay. Is it okay if I go pee real quick?
Yes, please do.
Okay. I'll be back.
Okay. And for everyone watching right now, because I'm streaming this live to Facebook, I can't see your comments or who's watching, but I'm sure there's a lot of people watching. Feel free to, in the comment section, write down what questions that you have around hypnotherapy or things that you're noticing and observing as I'm going through and leading Josh through his session today. I would love to hear from you all and to have this be an active learning session. This is what this is for, is to show and teach people what hypnotherapy can look like, and to, break down any myths that people might have about hypnotherapy.
Okay.
All right, perfect. Okay, so go ahead, put your eye mask on. Amazing. All right, and close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath. And exhale, release. Good. Again, taking a nice deep breath in. And exhale, release, relax, let everything go. Start to feel a wave of calmness wash over your entire body from head to toe. Continuing to relax deeper and deeper with every breath. Feeling the air moving in and out. Just letting everything go right now. All your agendas, all your to-dos. There's no one that needs you right now. No responsibilities. Your only job is to let yourself go very deep into your body and your mind right now. And you're the only one who can let yourself go there. So you can go there right now. Relaxing your toes and your feet, and your ankles and your calves. And just relaxing and letting go. Relaxing your knees and your thighs. Allowing your legs to release and relax. And just letting everything go right now. Relaxing your stomach, your chest, and your breathing. Notice the rhythm of your breathing as it finds its own natural pace. Relaxing your back, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, and your fingers. Just letting everything go. Letting this feel so good to be doing something just for you right now. Continuing to release. Continuing to let go. Letting your mind feel curious today, like a child, wondering what the experience is going to be like. Wondering how deep you'll really be able to allow yourself to go today. Feeling calm and safe and very comfortable. Noticing the way that your shirt feels against your skin and the way your body feels against the bed. Relaxing deeper and deeper. And being so aware yet so relaxed. So comfortable. Warm and cozy and safe. Knowing the world will continue to function as the way it should, even while you're relaxing and taking care of you. Starting to notice all the possibilities all the answers that lie ahead of you, all the choices. Being curious about what your brain is ready to reveal to you. And now imagine the stairway leading downstairs in your mind. And the stairway can look like anything that you wish. Maybe a stairway that you're familiar with, or maybe one that you've created in your imagination. And you see that there's 10 steps leading to a special sacred area that has all the answers waiting for you today. It's filled with the healing energy that's ready for you. These stairs are numbered 10 to 1 and also lead to your deepest level of relaxation. So you step onto the top step, the 10th step, moving downwards. You find it interesting how easy it is to allow yourself to go deeper into this relaxation. Deeper and more comfortable. Going to the 9th step, feeling even more relaxed and letting go. And the 8th step, setting aside any disbelief or concerns, any mental chatter or resistance that would prevent you from having a full and satisfying session today. You move down to the 7th step. Your mind becomes clear, like a blue sky, open and receptive. At the 6th step, you start to connect with all those parts of you that are childlike in wonder and awe, filled with imagination and creativity, ready for adventure and discovery. Taking you down to the 5th step, relaxing deeper and deeper, surrendering, allowing things to happen now. The 4th step, I want to ask your subconscious mind to begin to prepare the information that's going to be most valuable for us today, to give us answers and guidance about your true path and purpose in life. Going down to the 3rd step, even deeper. And at the 2nd step, you're very relaxed, but you're able to speak. How would you describe your experience so far, Josh?
Completely relaxed. Incredibly relaxed. Feels so good.
Good. Now I want you to go all the way down to the bottom, the last step, and you're going to enter your sacred area. So opening up a door in front of you, you step into this area filled with the healing energy. How would you describe this sacred area to me?
Expansive. Ready to give information.
What else do you notice around you?
Feels familiar, I suppose.
Is there anyone here with you?
No.
Are you indoors or outdoors?
kind of just like floating in space kind of thing. Just doesn't feel like it's indoors or outdoors.
Now I want you to think back over your life, going to a time when you experienced courage, confidence, and the strong self-esteem. Go back to that time when you felt capable of accomplishing all of your goals. And I want you to nod when you've arrived at that memory. Now allow yourself to move through that experience. And I want you to relive those memories, including all the emotions with that event. And just nod when you've finished. Now go back to the beginning of that event once again. Move through that memory once more. And this time stopping at the point in the memory when you're experiencing the greatest sense of that courage and confidence and self-esteem. And when you arrive at that moment, just simply nod again. Now I want you to amplify those feelings, turning up the volume on your radio, and just feel them even more powerfully, filling your body, your mind, your emotions, your energy field, and your soul. And I want to ask your subconscious mind to create for us a symbol or a metaphor today that you can imagine holding in your hand. And it will represent these good feelings of courage, confidence, and self-esteem. When you see that symbol, simply nod again. Josh, can you describe to me the symbol that's been presented to you?
Yeah, it looks like closing your fist with the fist up emoji.
And what do you notice about its color, its weight, its size, and its texture?
About the size of a baseball. And it's smooth, yellow. And it's pretty heavy. It's like a paperweight.
And how do you feel as you hold this symbol in your hand?
Courageous and strong. And feel like I did it.
So anytime in the future or during the session today when you want to reconnect with those feelings of courage and feeling strong, you can simply visualize holding this symbol in your hands. So now I want you to imagine a hallway stretching out in front of you. This hallway can look like anything you choose. It may be a hallway that you've seen at one time, and it may be a hallway that you've created just now in your imagination. And as you begin to move down along this hallway, you notice the textures of the floor beneath your feet and the color on the walls. And there are doorways along this hall, each one leading to a past life, leading to information and experiences that you've previously had that's going to be helpful for us to understand some of the answers that you're seeking today. As I count from 3 to 1, you're going to find yourself in front of one of these doors. 3, 2, 1. Remaining relaxed and yet able to speak. Josh, how can you describe the door that you're in front of right now?
It's like a wooden door. It's pretty tall, 8 feet.
What else do you notice?
The handle has it's like a gem handle, like a jewel. Pretty cool.
Do you notice anything else?
No.
So now I want you to put your hand on the gem handle, and I want you to slowly push the door open. And you're going to step through, and you're going to find yourself in another lifetime. Closing the door behind you. Can you please describe to me what you're seeing and experiencing right now?
I don't see anything. Just kind of floating again in space.
What else are you noticing around you as you're floating in space?
Mm. But it's expansive and it goes on forever. It's quiet.
Is there anyone else here with you?
Doesn't feel like it.
Is this the first time that you've been here, or have you been here before?
Yeah, I think I've been here before.
When have you been here?
In deep meditative states.
Describe to me more about your purpose on this earth.
Feel like I'm here to help people find their innate healing abilities so we can heal ourselves. And once everybody heals themselves, they all remember who they truly are. Underneath all the trauma, all the insecurities and societal influences, they tap in to their true essence. Remember who they truly are. Then it's just being an example and helping people kind of tap into their parts of themselves that may not even know exist.
Who assigned this role to you?
That's a good question. I think my soul did.
Tell me a little bit
Since
more.
I was a young kid, I felt very called to help a lot of people, and I never knew why.
Describe to me that feeling that you feel in your body when you feel called to help people heal. What does that feel like?
So beautiful. There's this overwhelming pulse of like heart energy, just like my heart feels this like amplification. It's just like I want to give the entire world a hug. That's how it feels. And in that hugging, it's healing energy. And then wanting to share that energy with everybody.
So now I want you to imagine a little spaceship that arrives for you. You step into that spaceship, and it's going to transport you deeper into this expansive space that you're in right now. It's going to continue to help you to find more answers towards who or what assigned you this soul assignment. So sitting in the spaceship and taking off through space, you're going to arrive at your next destination as I count from 3 to 1. 3, 2, 1. Tell me where you're at right now.
Feels like a darker space. Similar to the one I was just in, but darker.
You know what year it is?
I think it's timeless space. I don't think there's a year.
Is there anyone there with you right now?
I think there's probably a little alien guy that drove the spaceship.
Is there any other type of presence that you're noticing around you?
Not anybody else, but I think my higher self. soul.
So I want you to imagine your higher self in front of you right now in this space. Your higher self has come to deliver a message to you today, to share more wisdom and answers with you that you're seeking. What do you notice about your higher self in front of you right now?
He's calm, serene, joyous, very joyous, and wise. It's not really a visual, it's a feeling. I feel him.
And if your higher self could talk and give you the message that you're ready to hear, what would it have to say to you?
Of course, you've lived past lives. That's why you feel that you have such a high purpose in this life. But why do I feel called to healing so many people? Because you've always been a healer. This life is no different.
When else have you been a healer before?
When else have I been a healer before? When else have I been a healer before? The early 1900s, I think. I'm not sure. Or the 19th century.
Tell me more about that. Tell me how you helped to heal people in the 1900s.
How did I help people heal in the 1900s? Nothing.
What type of people came to you for help and needing healing?
I think it was 19 lives ago, not 1900s actually. I think that's what the 19 was. What kind of people came to me and needed healing? The world wasn't like what it was today. we were still in tribes. So it's just around the tribe.
Tell me more about that.
It's in a valley between two mountains. There's a little fire. And I think it was with plant medicines. We're all very connected to the land.
And how did you use this plant medicine to heal these 19 lives?
They're done ceremonially. And I think there was like a small group of people that were kind of in charge of cultivating and respecting the plant medicines. And I was part of that group, so we would hold the ceremonies. But the healing was done individually. There's nothing that I would do to heal them besides create space for them to heal themselves.
What kind of results would people have after they went through these plant medicine ceremonies with you?
Feel more connected to themselves and the earth. It would help them get over little situational things in their lives. Help them see themselves and their family and close ones from a different perspective. But we also didn't have the same mental illnesses that we do today. So the people that needed the medicine for different things was far and few between. Because people were generally more connected to themselves back then, and to their family and the communities and the earth.
How often would you host these ceremonies?
I think a few times a year, maybe.
And how would people pay for these ceremonies?
They wouldn't. It's free. They might help out around whatever. They just help out however they can. Feels very tribal.
So how can all this useful information help you with your life today, with healing people?
Puts it in perspective. First, everybody's a healer, and only individuals can heal themselves. Second, the diseases that we're facing today are different than they used to be in the past. We're fighting a different war, so to speak, of the mind. People's biggest enemy that is leading to the majority of diseases is their mind and the constructs that they create in there, and societal's influences. So it's vastly different in terms of the way to solve it is to teach people to go inward and to know who they are and navigate themselves and balance their bodies.
What else do you need to know before we leave this lifetime?
What else? To believe in myself and to trust my path and to stop trying to be anybody that I'm not because I know who I am.
So take me back to the earliest age that you remember knowing that you were meant to help people heal in this lifetime. What age was that?
Since I was a little boy, the first thing I remember wanting to be was a veterinarian so I could help animals. But the first time that I felt like I wanted to help people when I was in middle school. Maybe 13, 12, 13.
So imagine if the 12-year-old version of you was sitting in front of you right now. What is it that he needs to hear at this time?
Follow your heart. Always follow your heart.
What can you do to support him with following his heart?
I can tell him that it's all going to work out and it's all going to be okay. But I could also follow my heart now, as an example.
And how would you follow your heart now to set an example for him?
Like continuing with the breath work that I've been doing, working with clients and helping them heal in whatever capacity that they need. And to keep listening to the call of passion, no matter what society says or outside influences say, even if it doesn't feel like it makes sense in the moment, to just trust. Trust in myself and in my purpose.
And how would the 12-year-old version of you respond to all of that?
You'd probably laugh and not believe it. I was in a very dark space when I was 12. Beaten up by life.
Can you tell me more about that when you say you're in a dark space being up by life?
Yeah, when I was a young boy, my mom injured herself at the Home Depot and couldn't work anymore. And she used to be a super attentive mom. But when she got injured, that love for herself disappeared, so the love for me disappeared. And she was hopped up on pain meds all the time, just laying in the chair. And I felt, this is reflecting back later, but in the time, I started acting out because I felt all of this disconnect, the lack of love, the dramatic shift from having an awesome mother to a mom that doesn't even do anything anymore. And I started acting out, throwing temper tantrums, didn't listen to the demands that they tell me to do. So they started putting me on different types of medications to try to figure out how to fix me. And they put me on probably 10 to 15 different types of meds over the next few years. One of them led to me to gaining a lot of weight, becoming addicted to food. They had to put locks in the cabinets to stop me from eating so much. And I went on this for the next like 5 or so years. In 5th grade, I got held back because I stopped going to school because I didn't want to be social with kids. And I repeated. They took me to this hospital to bake correct me like a few times, which was pretty traumatic. And all the time they were insisting that there's something wrong with me. ODD, ADHD, ADD, whatever it was, just because I wouldn't, quote unquote, listen to authority.
It sounds like that was a lot for you to experience at that age.
It was perfect.
And as difficult as it was to go through all those experiences, what was it that the younger version of you was able to learn through all those events?
So much. I learned how to protect my mind, even when it felt like everyone thought I was crazy. I knew I wasn't. I believed in me. I know who I was. And I realized that life isn't going to be easy. It's going to not always make sense, and things are going to happen that you know shouldn't be happening, but that it's nobody's fault, because the majority of people are lost themselves. They're trapped in the same cycle of confusion and generational trauma. But the only way to fix it isn't by getting mad at anybody externally, but to go inward and heal yourself so that you can then turn around and help others behind you. It was one of the most beautiful things that ever happened to me, because I crawled my way out of hell. Now everything's heaven.
So now, Josh, I want you to acknowledge the younger version of you for everything that he had to go through, everything that he had to endure and experience. And either in your mind or out loud, tell him how much you appreciate him for all that he's learned and the strengths that he's brought into your life.
Thank you so much for everything that you went through, for staying strong and courageous and brave, and doing the best that you could or thought you could in the moment, and never giving up on life, even though you thought about it a few times. I love you. I appreciate you. I support you.
How does that make him feel to hear those words?
Happy.
Is there any other wisdom or advice that he needs to give to you at this time?
No.
So now I want you to imagine your mom sitting across from you after she fell and had her accident. What do you notice about her right now?
Like her light that used to be there is dim when she's sad and in pain and very despondent.
And if you could say anything to her right now without being worried about how she'll react or getting in trouble, what would you want to say to her?
As my younger self,
As yourself right now.
that I'm sorry that you had to get injured, but I still love you. And I understand and don't hold anything against you for what happened between us. And I love you and I support you, even if it doesn't seem like it when I jump.
And how would she respond to that?
Thank you. I know.
What else would you like to say to her?
Stay strong. You're doing great.
Now I want you to imagine yourself floating up out of your body and entering her body, taking on her perspectives and feelings. What do you notice now from this perspective?
I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I'm in so much pain. Why is there so much pain? Why is this happening? What do I do?
And what's her perspective of you as she looks at you right now?
Like an obligation. So much to handle. Why does he keep acting out? Why won't he just be a good boy? I want to do things with him, but I can't. And that's making me feel worse. I want to give him the love that he deserves, but I don't have the love for myself.
Now I want you to float up out of your mom's body and back into your own body again. And I want you to hug her, holding her in a warm, long embrace. And just sending all the love to her right now. And letting her know that you see her, and you acknowledge her, and you understand what she went through and how much pain she was in. And thank her for doing her best. And everything she did to be the best parent possible for you. Now we're going to transport to the future. And I want you to imagine a future version of yourself 20 years from now standing in front of you. A version of yourself who's already achieved his goals, his business, helping to heal people, has made all the money he's ever desired making, has all the desired knowledge and skills. And look at that future you. Notice how he looks and how he moves. Observe his energy and anything else that stands out about him. And as I count from 1 to 3, you're going to step into your future body so that your feet are in his feet, your arms are in his arms, and you're looking out of his eyes and his energy field. 3, 2, 1. What's it like to be inside of his body right now?
Incredibly peaceful, grounded, filled with joy and love. So much love. So much love.
What else do you notice?
Mind is quiet. It feels very expanded. Those feelings of fear or any insecurities have vanished. There's like a gratitude for life, for every experience and every moment. Of being who I am and being able to serve in the way that I do.
As I count from 1 to 3, step out of your future body and back into your own present body again. 3, 2, 1. What's it like to be back in your present body again?
Similar, very similar. But there's fear of who I'm supposed to be, fear of walking in and embodying my potential. There's insecurity and shame that I've been holding on to since I was a little boy, that I've been working on releasing but haven't fully released. But there's so much love and happiness and joy, groundedness and understanding. And love of life, desire to learn.
So how would your future self tell you to begin to release the shame and fear and insecurity that you've been holding with you since you've been little?
Just forgive yourself and love yourself. And make it a daily practice. There's part of me that wants to hold on to those aspects that are holding me back, so that I don't have to actualize my potential. That's so funny. Oh, that's a good insight.
So now I want you to step back into your future body. And every morning when you wake up, be sure that you're in that new body. The one that has forgiven himself. The one that doesn't have to hold back. That doesn't have to be controlled by fear or shame or insecurity. Allow that new body to get you out of bed and guide you through your morning routine and through your day. And every night when you're ready to go to sleep, make sure you're in that new body so that it'll guide you through your dreams. And anytime during the day when you feel you may have slipped out of that new body, you can simply do as we've done here today. Close your eyes and imagine powerfully stepping back in. So if you were to allow this new version of yourself to guide you through each and every moment of the future, what do you think your life would be like in the next 24 hours?
Every moment would be filled with gratitude. And I'd have an air of lightness and joy moving through every moment, making a positive impact on everybody I meet, even if it's just with a smile.
If you allowed this new version of yourself to guide you through each and every moment of the future, what do you think your life would look like over the next week?
Lots of growth, scheduled sessions with people making a bigger impact than just a smile, walking them through breathwork sessions, and working on myself, meditation, constant mindfulness, practicing music, and loving every moment of it.
And if you were to allow this new version of yourself to guide you through each and every moment of the future, what do you think life would look like for you over the next month?
To take every chance and opportunity that I feel called to, and ignoring any fear that might be present in the idea, to fully and absolutely step into every opportunity. And if there is something I feel called to and there is fear, to fucking do it anyways, and do it because there is fear, so I can release that fear and show it doesn't exist.
And if you were to allow this new version of yourself to guide you through each and every moment of the future, what do you think your life would look like over the next 3 months?
I'd be holding workshops, impacting more people than individual sessions, starting a podcast to give people a voice for their stories, their past experiences, so others don't feel alone in this world.
So we're coming to the end of our session. Is there anything else that needs to be addressed or completed before we finish for today?
No, I think that's good.
So in a moment, I'll count from 1 to 5, bringing you back to the present time and space. But before we do that, I want to remind you that you're going to remember everything we've talked about. And you'll continue to get answers and downloads and inspiration over the weeks and months to come. Now that you've invited your subconscious mind to open up and start revealing answers to your conscious mind. And you can continue to manifest the changes and to fully step into your power and to make things happen. 1, 2, starting to become more alert. 3, coming back up to the surface. 4, you're almost higher up there to the top. And 5, you've fully returned back to the present moment and you're ready for whatever lies ahead of you right now.
Wow.
Hey, welcome back. How do you feel right now?
Wow. I feel so good. So good.
Yeah. Were you?
That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you did all the work that whole time. That's the coolest part is, right? Like I was just asking the questions and you were the one giving me all these answers and experiences. And yeah.
I was beautifully guided. Those questions were perfect.
Thank you. Thank you. I found too from doing years of coaching, I like to bring the way we were trained. It wasn't necessarily to bring life coaching into this, but that's how I make my sessions more unique and kind of blend life coaching with hypnotherapy. And I think it works really well.
I think it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. That's what people need. That meshing, that like guidance as you're getting these insights. It's that guidance towards what to do with them.
Right. Yeah. And so I was taking notes and I think it's really, so I was a little concerned at first that we might not get a past life regression today because, there was nothing wrong with you being in space and I've had that experience myself, but I didn't know if like your mind wasn't ready to go there yet or there wasn't just anything being presented to you. But then obviously we got to somewhere and it was you being in this tribe leading these plant medicine ceremonies for people. So I thought that was really cool that you had that awareness. And, I don't know if that's something you would lead today, people in plant medicine ceremonies, but yeah, what's your thoughts around having that experience?
Yeah, so it wasn't really like a visual, which is I guess what my mind was expecting. It was more of like a feeling, and yeah, I don't know. It was interesting, and I have felt called to working with the plants myself, and ignoring the calling to work with it in a higher capacity, but it's been there, so it makes sense, and it definitely makes sense in terms of like. Those answers that were coming out of me were surprising myself. They were really good with like the need or the additional use of plant medicines, specifically in our society with all the mental illnesses and these stigmas around all these addictions and the way that we're so lost and it's just a disconnect in ourselves. And that the true medicine is just connection with self, that no one externally can heal you. It's everything inside of you that's going to heal you. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, I had my first mushroom ceremony experience when I was in Cape Town this spring, and it was so beautiful. And I can't wait I'll do ayahuasca and Cambu and all the things probably later when I'm not pregnant. And it's just, I've been doing so much research about it, and I'm finding that it's helping people so much with healing these mental diseases in our today's society, and in ways that's so much better than traditional medicine. And people are just like completely changing. And so, I wouldn't be surprised if you end up, doing something around this.
Yeah. And it's beautiful to see that the way that our society is slowly integrating them, because they are crucial to the fight of like addiction and PTSD and ADHD and depression, all these things. But first there needs to be a societal change, like perspective shift, like a paradigm shift. But the program, like the organization MAPS, is doing a really good job at leading research around all those different modalities. And just to see the way that people are receiving healing, it's incredible. And it's away from pharmaceuticals, which I do not believe in. And I think they're actually causing more pain. But it's part of our society, and we just have to treat it with love and respect along the way.
Exactly. Yeah. The other thing that stood out for me was when we were going through your future self at the end, you were talking about, maybe not focusing so much on one-to-one work, but doing more workshops and with the breath work and starting a podcast. And so I'm curious of like, how can I help to support you or hold you accountable with creating that in 2020?
I've been having these thoughts recently, and there's a lot of fear. At first I thought that I'd be working with people one-on-one, but then I realized that if I wanted to make a bigger impact, that's not going to be the way to do it. Like, it is individually is cool, but to make the biggest impact, it needs to be at scale. And that scale is large groups. And then I had this thought a couple of months ago. Two of my friends said that I should start a podcast, but I didn't believe that I should or that I could. So recently I did a podcast episode with a friend of mine, and I realized that I do have a lot to share, not only my individual stories, but I think that the individual stories of people in the past need a voice, because so many people are ashamed of their childhoods or the bad things or the trauma that they went through. But I think that people being vulnerable and open about their experiences makes other people feel safe and loved, and more easily able to open up about their stories. And then that in itself is the medicine. It's very cathartic to talk about your story.
Exactly.
So I don't know what that will manifest as yet, but I'm putting the feels out.
Yeah. No, you have so much to share, and you have this really like gentle, loving energy about you where, people will listen. Like, I already see this if you are doing, when you do your podcast and your workshops, like, people are going to be attracted to your energy, and they're going to want to heal from you and learn from you. And I agree, like, it's time to go bigger. If you're feeling this way, it's for a reason, and you're ready. And I know it's bringing up that stuff because I'm feeling the same thing right now. I just wrote a post this morning about applying for my first TEDx talk, and it's bringing up everything like, you're not qualified enough, you're not ready enough, you're not important enough. And right, that's to be expected as we're expanding into that new level. And I just have to like love those fears and take care of them, but not let them control me or hold me back in any way. And so I just want to encourage you to do the same, because you have so much to share with the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, well, that's it. That's how a hypnotherapy session goes. And so I just want to encourage you, drink a lot of water today to keep the energy flowing. And you did a lot of, it's like you just did like a 90-minute workout for your brain. So if you need to like take extra space today to not be around people, or you need to do journaling or anything to help you like process what came up, just listen to that and allow yourself to do that over the next 24 hours and stay open to any new insights or downloads that could come through.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been incredible. That was absolutely incredibly facilitated. So good.
Absolutely. You're welcome. And if there's anyone that wants to experience hypnotherapy, just connect me to them. I would love to talk with them. And
100%.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Josh.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.